What's up everyone, it's Fusion Animations here, and today I am back with another animation tutorial. If you saw my last one, you would know that that was a basics animation. Today we're doing torso movements. Now if you don't know what a torso is, here I'll show you how to do one. Alright, so you see I have dollar from Object Invasion right here. So here, let's double click and go into his symbol. I would definitely suggest watching the other animation tutorial before this, unless you already have a good idea on the basics of animating object shows. Alright, so a torso is basically where we have the whole body, just basically this part, apart from the legs, and in its own symbol. So here, let's take all of this, convert to a symbol, or press F8, and here, let's make sure this is a graphic, and we're going to rename this to dollar torso. Alright, there we go. So now it's a torso. Alright, so let's actually change this to play once. Okay. So now what I do is I just delete all these other layers and then just press torso. Alright, there we go. Let's move the anchor point down there. Alright, so now let's go inside here and let's press distribute to layers. There. So now this is all in separate layers. Alright, now we see how the timeline on the outside of it goes to 10 seconds, so we're gonna do the same. So right here, 10 seconds, do 40 frames. Alright, there we go. So now we have a torso. Now here, I can actually move this downward, give myself a little bit more space. Alright. Alright, so first off, I'm gonna show you how to do like a basic bounce back and then a follow through once again in a torso, and then I'll get to arcs, which are definitely more advanced. Alright, so we have the torso right here. Alright, so let's create a set of keyframes right here at the 5 frame mark, and then in the inside as well. Alright, so now we're gonna move the legs. Dollar is easier to move the legs because I actually line his body up with the text right here. Like the leg right here goes onto the E, and this one goes onto the L right here. Alright, so right here, so he moves like that. Now we're going to do classic tween, -100. Alright, so that's good for now. Alright, now let's go inside the symbol, and we're going to make both his arms go up into this arm. Alright, so now let's do that. Right, there we go. Alright, so now let's create classic tween, -100. There we go, so now it moves like that. Now we're going to create a few keyframes more. And then right here, press Alt and then skew the legs again. Now we'll move it like that. Create the classic tween for 100. Alright, so now it's like this. Now I want to go back inside the torso and just adjust these arms so they move downward again, because after all it's a bounce back. Alright, so there we go. Now on the inside it's like this, but on the outside it's like this. Alright, so now here we're actually going to skew. Now if you saw my other tutorial, you know that we have it where we can actually move, like, now you know where we can actually like skew these arms so that way they appear longer and it creates a cool effect like this. Alright, so now we're gonna skew the arms like this. So now this looks good the way it is. Alright, so this looks alright. So now on the outside it looks like this again, once again. Alright, so that looks good on its own, but what me and a few other animators actually do, here, go into the middle right here and just move the frames by 1. Alright, there we go. Now let's move these arms. Alright, there we go. So now everything is basically 1 frame longer. Alright, so now on the outside it'll look like this. It won't change anything, but it makes it look a little, at some points though, not all the time. Alright, so that's how you do a basic bounce back with torsos. Let's move on. Alright, now the next thing we gotta do, I'm gonna show you how to do a follow through and why you have to delay the arms only using torsos. So here, let's create a set of keyframes right here, and let's also go on the inside. Now we're gonna make him pointing, so here, let's create keyframes right there, and move these legs like this, and like that. Alright, now it's like that, and let's keep moving it, almost there. Alright, there we go. So now it looks like that. Here, we're just gonna use this for now. Alright, so now let's make a set of keyframes right here on the first one, and we're gonna move his arm so that way he's pointing. So let's change it to this arm, and we're gonna make his arm go from here all the way to there. We're gonna have it go over his shoulder, and we're gonna change this arm to this one. Yo, let's make him look mad. Alright, so there, now we make it like that, and let's just do that. Alright, so there. Now we go from this movement to this movement. Alright, so now let's create the classic tween. Alright, so now it looks like that. Here, now let's keep going. Alright, so you have this arm, now you just move it more this way. Alright, so boom, create the classic tween. Alright. Alright, so now we gotta keep moving this arm as well. Alright, so there we go. This is how this looks. Alright, here, it's actually, we're gonna do what we did right here, and we're gonna like move the arms. Like, we're gonna skew them so they're longer. So right here. Alright, so now it goes like this.
Prancer, I'ma go insane.
Alright, now you see that I didn't look that good. So I'm gonna show you how to do a blur. Alright, so right here. Alright, so right here. Alright, so you see how it goes like this. Alright, so right here on the keyframe right before it. Right here. We're gonna get rid of the arm, so it's like this. Alright, so now right here, we're gonna wanna zoom into that area. Right now, down here, there's a thing called onion skin. And you want to press that and it'll show you all the frames, all the other frames. Alright, so we're going to adjust this so it's just these two. Alright, so now we're going to take the line tool and we're going to draw like this, like that, and like this. And we're going to just make a triangle. Then we're going to adjust it so it looks like this. Right here. Alright, so now it's like that. Now we're gonna fill that in with black, and we're gonna, here we're actually gonna make it a gradient. Alright, so let's turn this like this, and actually here, hold on, let's make it more centered like that. Alright, there we go. So now let's make it a linear gradient, and here let's make this black, and let's change the alpha to 0. So now it looks like this. Alright, so here, now we're gonna put this back upwards, and we're gonna put it just right here in between. Alright, so now it looks like this. Alright, so now you see how it kind of cuts? That's because we didn't have it at the same shape. So here, you actually want to adjust it. So it's like that, and then all the way down. Adjusting is a big part of animation. You just want to adjust things to make sure that they look good. Alright, so let's see how this looks. Here. There we go. You want to make sure that it all kind of lines up, so the timing is all good. So there we go, now we have this movement. Alright, so now we're actually trying to do a follow through, if you can remember. So here we're going to do what we did last time, and we're going to create keyframes right here, and we're going to drag these out here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so remove the classic tween. Now, this is something that you're going to want to do. Go to the properties of the torso and make sure that the frame right here is equal to the frame down here on the timeline. So you see how this is 30 and this is 45? You just want to change this to 45 so it all lines up and you don't mess up. Alright, so then right here, create classic tween, quad ease in out. There we go. Alright, so now we're gonna go back here and we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna move this back up, move this more this way. Wait, hold on. Move this more that way. There we go. Alright, there. Okay, so then we're gonna do the same tween. Alright, and it looks like this. Alright, now you see how the arms and everything inside move more than the actual body, so we're gonna wanna just adjust it again. There you go. So that's how you do a follow through like this. Now I'm gonna show you why you have to delay the arms only with torsos. So you see the arms right here? So to move all of these keyframes, let's just move them 2 by 2 to make them 2 frames longer. For that, alright. Alright, so now it looks like this. Now here, I'll actually play a clip of the other time we did it. Alright, so you see that? Now look at this. The arm does not move. It stays in the same place and it doesn't mess up. Here. Alright, so you see everything looks more proper when it's delayed inside a torso. Alright, now let's get into arcs.
I ain't never going back there.
The first arc we're going to get into is a circle arc. Alright, now it sounds a bit difficult, but don't worry, it's not that difficult. At least once you get used to it. So here, right here at the F55, we're going to want to do this. Create a set of keyframes. Create another set of keyframes inside. Alright, so now we have the body right here. We're going to want to go all the way over here. Just create a set of keyframes. Create another set of keyframes inside. Alright, so now you just have 2 big keyframes. Now go in the middle and just make a set of keyframes like that. And just move the body like this. So here, let's skew the legs forward. And let's move the body forward. There, here you see I moved the legs a bit too much. There we go. Alright, so now create classic tween, quad in out. There you go. So now we just have this. Alright, this is the big part. This is how we're gonna make the circle movement. Alright, so you see the middle right here? You wanna go in the middle of this first frame, this first tween, and the middle of this second tween. So right here, the middle of this would be about 60, and the middle of this would be about 71. So now we gotta go inside the torso. Now let's go to frame 61, and, oh wait, no, sorry, I said 60. Alright, there, 60, and now let's go back to 71. So we're gonna make him go downward into a circle like here. Let me just draw it. We're gonna make him go into a circle like this. So he's gonna go like, his body's gonna move down like that. Alright, so here. So we have the keyframes all right here. So now let's use the downward arrow on our keyboard and just move it down. Move the whole body down with it inside the torso. Here, let's move the arms and everything down with it to give it more effect. Alright, so now you have this. Now on the second frames right here, or the third set, you want to move the body upward. So now it's like this. Alright, so here, let's move everything upward now. This moves up like that. This should move in. There we go. So here, let's also move the face up because we did the last time. Alright, so now you have this movement like right here. So now you want to take everything and just make it quad ease in out. There we go. So now it's like that. Now let's look at how this looks. Alright, there. That's a circle movement right there. This goes forward and just goes all the way around. Now you see how at the end it might look a bit messed up? And this is why I say adjusting is everything. You just want to go back right here, see if this frame needs to be longer or shorter, to make it look like more of a complete circle. So if you see, all right, that looks good enough right there. All right, so this is a circle movement right there.
Don't tell my heart.
All right, now you did a full circle movement. Now we're gonna do a semicircle, which is basically half. So we're gonna create keyframes right here. All right, so now we're just gonna make a big keyframe right here, all the way over here, and we're gonna move the body back right here. So now we have this big movement right here, and you don't want to create any keyframes. You just want to make it one big movement like this. All right, so now we go to the end and we go inside the torso. Now we create keyframes. Now this is all we have to do. Just go in the middle and move the body downward. Here, let's also move the arms downward as well. Move the face. All right, so there. Now it's like this. Create tween, quad. All right, so now we have this. This is half a circle. All right, so you see we have. All right, so we have a bounce back. We have a follow through, we have a circle arc, and we have a semicircle. Alright, not bad. Alright, now that's pretty much all you have to know in cases of arcs. I wouldn't recommend shoving them in at every point you have, but just use them when they feel necessary.
Update, screw the pigs, screw the pigs.
Now here, I just want to say one thing. Here, I gave you tutorials on how to do the basics for all this. But don't just stick to these movements. Do what you can and experiment. Animation is all about experimenting. You want to just try and create movements that look good, and just try and make them smooth and try and make them make sense. Alright, so that's all I'm going to give you on torsos. If you want more or you don't understand anything, tell me, and I'll try and explain my best in the comments. And also, if you still don't understand, then you should probably watch some animation tutorials by other people. There's many object show time lapses around, so just look at those and watch them slowed down and see how they do things. And maybe it'll make more sense. I'm not sure. But just keep practicing, because, I mean, practice is everything. It could take a long time for you to be happy about something, but in the end it'll probably turn out good. Alright, so that's all the tutorials I'm going to give you right now. Thank you for watching, and if my laptop's about to die. Good timing. Alright, so that's all for the tutorial. See you guys next time. Peace.